Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Divine Brothers podcast. And I woke up this morning, Chase. I'm just rolled out of bed, had a nice little sleep. But guess what? The first story I saw on the internet was. It's interesting when you see what's first in the stories and stuff. Like when you look at the news, what's usually the first headline? Something about Trump or what?
Today was that guy that shot the CEO pled guilty.
Luigi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that was his only option.
Took
Um,
him long enough, you know.
he's a celebrity, man. Like people got the hots for him. When he gets out, he's gonna have a hell of a fans, only fans.
He's
Like
never he's never getting out, man. What are you talking about?
maybe people say it was justified, that sort of thing. Hero of the
Comments.
people.
I looked at the comments. The comments were not on his side.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Where's Chase getting his news?
Yahoo.
Yahoo. Who the fuck is this? Is it 2000? Who is still looking at Yahoo, man?
Yahoo's pretty liberal though. So they were not cool with cold-blooded murder, I guess. So, I don't know.
Why are you on Yahoo? Why are you still on Yahoo,
I
man?
never check it. I don't know why. It just saw it today for some reason. I never check that shit. Why? What did you see today?
Well, I usually go between The Guardian, the New York Times. Not so much anymore, but then Reddit. You know, um, in the Guardian this morning, like first story, the world's on fire, climate change shit. Right below that, remember the black professor?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Found him dead, killed
What?
himself. Yeah, yeah,
Really?
yeah. The London apartment ambulance came. He's dead.
How'd he
You
do
know,
it?
didn't say, didn't say. They kept it quiet, but
That y- do I have a lot of empathy for him? Not really. Because your
mm,
lie was so extravagant and your only outlet was to be like, yeah, I lied. It's too much for him, man. Yeah.
it's interesting because they had the mayor of London. He got up and he was like, this guy there was misinformation, and this guy was the target of a hate campaign, and
What?
all. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Like it.
He's a martyr now?
Yes,
Oh, no, that's
yes.
the wrong thing to do. That's the
Well,
wrong thing to do.
Chase. In this world of black and white, there is only two paths. There is no nuance. So he's it was interesting, like, because Guardian's very liberal. It's like a UK liberal newspaper, and yeah, it was all kinds of editorials saying like this is everything wrong with our society here. This poor black man, he was demonized by the press and stuff like that. I was like, man, what does nobody see like the other side of this shit? Like nobody. Are we gonna now say, you know what? For the sake of mental health, we can't talk about plagiarism anymore. That's gonna be too taxing on people.
To be fair, a lot of black people do that. When evidence is presented in front of them, I shouldn't say black, but I think a lot of people were like, no, 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 racism, no, that's not true. It's like, yeah, you,
Because it is a last line of defense that can still be a defense. Like claiming racist can get you pretty damn far. Like if it sinks, if it works, then you can have a case, you know? Like I used to this was the darkest YouTube rabbit hole I ever went down, but have you ever watched like cop body cam videos? You
sure,
know?
sometimes. My
I
favorite's the
can't
old
watch.
school cops, but not
Oh
the
yeah,
new
that was the
shit.
best. Yeah.
Yeah.
But body cam shit, I had to stop watching it because it was too dark. It's too dark,
Too
man.
dark. What do you mean?
Oh, yeah. Just seeing people at their absolute worst. Like seeing like a routine cop situation descend into a life-ending situation. You know what I mean? Like just really, really bad, tense stuff. And what I noticed is like every time, especially if it's like some kind of like sassy black bitch, immediately it descends to like, you know, fucking racist or I can't breathe and blah, 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 like every single time, which makes the real moments when it really does happen cheap. Nobody's ever going to know what's real and what's fake anymore.
It's a bit nauseating, isn't it?
I
I've
can't watch
seen.
it. I'm done.
No, I can't watch it either. I'm trying to think why I couldn't. I've seen them where like they'll handcuffing them and they'll pop up or they'll just barely make a move and then the cops got to react and it's just like man,
Yeah,
if even if this is just once a week with this shit, I mean you are conditioning a man with ultimate authority to always be hyper vigilant. It's just this is who the fuck would sign up for this job, which is awful.
I do not know who
I
who
mean,
keeps only people who
the
must like it,
you
people
have
who
to have it
want
for
the
society to
authority.
fun. Dude, we've lived in different countries. Thailand. There were a couple of streets I could not drive down because I knew I'd be pulled over for being white and I had to bribe my way out of it. Same thing in
Mhm.
Vietnam, man. It's the same shit. Same thing in Colombia. I watched Vic pay off a ticket down there. It's
Yeah,
just like they're so corrupt. Like America's probably one of the better police forces, and yeah, anyway. You say that to the wrong person, you're a racist. So.
I told you about the Chinese police when my friend went crazy, right?
Yes. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
pretty horrible, man.
yeah, but they were totally professional.
Let
They
me,
kept it cool. Oh
well,
yeah, I was
they don't put up with shit there.
shocked.
Yeah. Now,
You know,
I'll say the
they got
scare
angry at the school, not him. They were like furious at the
for
school.
hiring an unstable person. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. They look to the authority.
I'll say the scariest people I probably talked to in that therapy room or yeah, men, this man wronged me. This man tried to look at me. This man touched. I'm like, man, every single story you have is where a man's wrong. And I just get nervous. You know what
Right.
I mean? It's just like, what are you gonna say
That's
about me?
so yeah, me. Well, I mean,
Yeah, it's
that's why I literally am very happy to make my sexuality
yes.
public. Like it's like having a get out of jail free card, you know? Like it's I told you one time when I was back at the university and so I had a girl, like it was a senior, like a college senior trying to pass and stuff. And she came to my office and was just like, "Oh, please, this is the last class I need, and it's the only thing I need to pass and stuff like that." And it wasn't me. I was a TA, but the professor was just an absolute hardliner, just like absolute nobody gets any mercy of any kind and stuff. I was like, sorry, there's nothing I can do. And I will always remember she just looked at me for a long time and she got down on her knees and
Stop,
started
Dean.
unbuttoning
Stop
my
this.
pants. Yep, yep,
What?
yep. And I looked at her and I did it in my voice completely changed. I went to full on gay, and I said, I did exactly this. I was like, honey, I'm gay. And she was like, and just ran away. And I never saw her again. I didn't see her at the final. I didn't see her ever again. That was it. But I always remembered that because I was like, if I had been straight, I would have been forever obligated to her because she could call me out and I could be fired for that one instance. Like she would have that leverage over me for the rest of my life. I was like, oh, God.
You made the right decision, gay
It's
man.
the
Actually,
best.
you should have let that go to court. You should have let her accuse you and everything and let the university fire you and just take it all the way. And then if you come out
Ah,
as gay,
damn. I didn't think that one
I
through.
know you'd be set for life.
Small time right here,
Oh
man.
man, you could have been set. That's tragic.
Uh, that's
Hey,
how it works, though.
I got a hypothetical for you here. So I was having a conversation today with this person's not good socially,
Yeah.
and they had to deal with somebody that lost a loved one. And they were like, I'm so confl I don't know how to handle this. They're like, there's this unbelievable amount of empathy I have to either tell somebody, hey, I'm so sorry for you. I'm
Mhm.
so sorry. But then on the other side, if you don't say anything, she feels like they're ignoring the pain. So she has no idea how to approach it. And I think a lot of people struggle
Okay.
with this, and I think they
That's a
fuck it
very
up.
real problem. I can
Yes.
totally empathize with that. Sure. Yeah.
Sure. Sure. What's the proper approach, Dean?
Do nothing. Like, here's why. Because I believe that this is my personal opinion. I believe social awkwardness or saying the wrong thing socially is oftentimes one of the very worst things you could do. You know what I mean? Better to maybe just be there physically or just be around and you're a listening person, but not a talking person.
Mm,
You know
mm,
what I mean?
yes.
So that's what I would do, especially if you are self aware of your own problems with that shit. Just be around, but be quiet and ready to listen. That's it.
Are you ever afraid that you're ignoring somebody's pain?
No.
Neither am I. Rarely, if ever. It was a very big concern for her. I think it's a big concern for a lot of people. And that dilemma to me, I was like, man, I
Women,
think,
especially, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, women, I think this is pretty heavy. And to me, I was like, man, just stay neutral. I have learned having too many conversations about death is just ask neutral questions. Oh, what was that relationship like? Because a lot of times you will be shocked by the answer. It's like, I'm glad
Right.
he's dead. You're like, oh, okay. I'm glad I didn't throw condolences at you. So, yeah, neutral is probably the best policy.
I there's a degree of it's one of the great mysteries of women. I think that one of the hallmarks of a successful female relationship is your ability to feel the same thing with other women,
Hmm.
you know? Like I think their relationships are built on feelings that you share with others. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why going to a concert or going dancing or bitching about work or like it's your ability to share feelings, you know. I know this because there are many women who have tried to be my friend and I always end up being like, it's not very I'm not enjoying this because they're forcing their feelings on me almost all the time and I don't really want their feelings, you know. I would much rather just be funny or shoot the shit. But instead, it always goes into, let me tell you how terrible my day was.
Yeah, that is a
You
big
know,
distinction, isn't it? Yeah, even for
yeah,
a gay guy like yourself, it's like, dude, I just want to crack jokes. Like, we don't really want to get into much of the feeling shit. Yeah.
that's how it works, man. That's
It's
how it
great.
works.
It's a great point, man. Yeah, it's a great point. The greatest teacher I ever had of that. I have this kid. For some reason, I was counseling this young kid, not kid, he's late 20s, and he was came on to the session. This was back in Hawaii, and he's like, "Oh man," he's like, me and my girl, our dog died." He goes,
Man.
"It's been really horrible," and I'm like, um, "What was your relationship like with that dog?" And he looks at me and he looks over both shoulders to check, see if anyone's there, and he's like, "I fucking hated that dog. She had that fucking dog before he came, and I got there, and he tried to bite me, and tried to kill everyone. I'm so fucking glad it's dead." But he goes, Chase, thank you for not saying how sorry you are that our dog is dead. Like, I am so sick of having that conversation. And I was like, damn, that was stay neutral. Stay
I
neutral.
know. There are, yeah, so I learned something. We were talking earlier, me and Chase, about like, oh, French bulldogs they're not quite dogs, you know. Love this little guy, but it's not a normal dog, you know. And I've heard multiple stories this week from different people about terrible dogs. And you know where all the terrible dogs come from? From they're from like it's a girlfriend's dog that she picked because it was cute, you know? Like, oh, it's a little look, it's a little kitty. And it's a little yappy. Like anxiety. So like my South African friends, they've got a dog. It's like the worst dog ever.
Yeah.
This dog lives in a constant state of like anxiety. It's just shaking all the time. I have been over there many, many, many times, and every time I come over, it's just an entire episode, you know, like that sort of shit. And that is every day with this dog
Yeah.
and stuff. And I was like, why do you guys have this? I went up to the guy. I was like, why do you have that? And I was like, it was COVID, and she wouldn't shut up. And,
It's horrible.
she wanted the dog, and
I
now I
I
have.
I mean, yeah, we judge people and their pets, don't we? I mean,
Sure.
and what I never understood was, yeah, I want to adopt a dog. I'm like, you're fucking crazy. It's like adopting a child, You're just like you're playing with. You
Now
don't.
hold on. Didn't Bruce adopt Cisco?
No, absolutely not. Got
Oh,
him
I
from
thought
a
he.
puppy. I mean,
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
if
Yeah,
you got the
puppies and pit.
time and puppy, kitten or cat, you can mold that personality. I have seen it over and over again. But getting a pit bull that's a year and a half that's been abused and got out of
A
the fighting
pit bull.
pit, yes.
Oh my God.
Oh, I had to rescue her. I'm like, no, she was a
Oh, you're out of your
breeder. They were
mind.
using her. I'm like, nah, you're crazy, man. You're just, yeah, nah.
Yeah. The dogs are like it is pretty amazing because like I've seen like that dog is with that couple. It's because that couple is full of anxiety.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? And like Poo Poo is so he gets the like he's so mean and like he knows how to accept his lot and like just you can look at him there on the ground. Like I didn't take him walking this morning, and he's accepted it. He's like, all right, I just gotta wait this shit out. But he gets the complaining from me. So like the second I wake up, he'll look at me and he'll just be like, "We going, huh?
Yeah.
Well, he not gonna feed me, bitch." You know, like that sort of shit. You know, like it it's a true mix of me and him. You know, and yeah, it is what it is. He was asking me the other day about my former dogs, Wu Yin and stuff. I told him about Bouncer and Nitro and all that sort of stuff. He's like, where does Poo Poo rank with all those? And I immediately, he's number three. So like I already put him at the bottom and stuff. And he's like, really? And I was like, what? I love him. I love him, but he's not
Is that
as
his
high
first
as
dog?
other dogs. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
He totally understood. He was like, yeah, makes sense.
I get it, man. So, I got a message this week from I'm contracted through some vendor. They pay my salary, and they're like, "We're sending you a survey. Can you please fill it out?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And it's just basic shit, like, "Oh, what are you? I don't know what. Like, what are you into? What do you do in your free time?" I don't know. I guess trying to get to know you or your customer.
Data, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. So they they said pets, and I said the ant hill on my driveway. That's what I said. And I don't, I guess I did this in an HR meeting. I got this morning. It says, we're sitting here dying laughing. I pulled out the survey you completed on things you like, and I read the anthill in your driveway is your pet. Our question to you is, do you have names for them? I was like,
Hall 1000. Yeah.
but
It's
they're
number
sitting
one,
in the
number
whole
two, there's
meeting and
number
decided
seven.
to text me. I was like, that's nice. Thank you. Yeah. And then they said, what's your address? We're going to send you something. I was like, okay. So
Damn, Chase, you give some joy to people, man. That's
we
a
know
little
it is
victory.
true because these ants in New Mexico are huge. And there's
Are
this
they?
massive hill in my driveway, and I just feed it my scraps. Man,
Really?
they take that in the morning, that shit is gone. It is,
Wow.
they fucking just blow through. That's pretty impressive. So we got a nice little relationship. But no, I can't name
Ants,
them.
huh?
Too many of them, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Ants, I remember like I guess I don't see many ants anymore, huh? I remember growing up in Alabama. I remember ants were everywhere. You know, always watching them going around and stuff like I was fascinated by bugs as a kid. I go pick them up, lizards. There's all kinds of shit in that backyard, you know? Like I
Yeah.
was always digging around there and stuff.
Hey, let me ask you this, man. As this girl I work with is just she's so religious. And any it's amazing to me how any conversation goes. So I was talking about someone, I was like, yes, this patient, she had a psychotic break or something like that. And she was like, so she was hexed. She had a witch did something to her. And I was like, nah, I don't think so. And she goes, but do you believe that's probably what happened? I was like, I don't know, man. And then just started jumping into example after example of when
You know,
witches had put hexes on her. I've had these conversations with the natives at least 6 or 7 times since I've been here. The people that feel they have been
yeah,
cursed by
yeah.
people. Yeah.
There was a great Patrice O'Neill bit where a guy called and he's like, I'm into this Christian girl. I don't, I want to try to get into it. And he's like, you know what you got to do, man? You got to like make her think of shit she's never thought about. And he's like, you should go up to her and say, yeah, Jesus, whatever, But I tell you one thing, Lucifer had a point, you know? And like,
Oh,
and he's like,
yeah, that sounds kind of
what?
fun and evil.
What?
Yeah.
It's like, and the angel and shit like that. And God's like, hey, I made this man, and I want you to bow down to him. And it's like, Lucifer was like, listen, God, I ain't bowing down to this bitch man. I'm better than man. I'm the morning star. He's like, so Lucifer had a point, and like just the audacity. Like, can you imagine saying something like that to her? Like just to send her, put her off her rocker a little bit. Like if she started saying witches and stuff, and you'd be like, yeah, well, listen, I dabble a little bit myself. You
Well,
know?
I will say this, that you get someone that's religious, because we've seen this happen. If you lean into it, like, oh, I'm a religious woman, I need a man of God. Like, I am a man of God. You can
Mm,
get her. You can get her. We've seen it play out. You know, I think just Jesus brought him to me, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like
yeah,
it's a bit nauseating, man. But it's such an easy play. If you're deeply
yeah,
religious and they know just a 10% of that religion, they can get you. No problems.
yeah, yeah. Have you ever played that card? Like, have you ever been interested in a girl and she's just like, I'm very religious? Or
Yes, but it was I dated a little Buddhist girl in Thailand, but I actually
that's
found
different.
I liked it.
Yeah,
Like I
that's
was
not the
like,
same.
everything about you is fantastic, and I want to go to
Yeah,
temple with you because whatever you're doing is yeah. But the manipulation, nah, man, I just couldn't. I don't
yeah.
respect religion enough to use it in my favor.
I only had a really religious person in my life one time, and I still remember it was a guy from Northern Ireland. This was years and years ago. And I remember I liked this guy and we had some serious sexual chemistry. Like it was good. It
Mm,
was good, you know.
mm, hmm.
And anyways, I was like, let's pursue this further and stuff like that, And he was like, yeah. And then you know what happened? He came back to me. He's like, listen, I'm sorry, but
Straight, going straight.
it's my religion cannot let me do this. I don't know what I was thinking. I had a bad moment and stuff. And he started telling me about his religion and stuff. Like, so in Europe, being religious is so rare. You know what I mean? But the ones that are, the ones that stuck it out, like an Irish Catholic in Northern Ireland, like, or no, Protestant, excuse me, it never leaves them. Like it's part of their identity. Like it's more than a religion. It's like being white or black or something. Like it is fucking deeply ingrained psychologically.
Fuck
And I
that.
was like, I probably dodged a bullet there.
You did, man. It. So this chick that I'm talking to about the witches and hexes, she goes, "Yeah, I was cursed recently."
Oh,
And I was like, "Really?" She's like, "It was in my dreams, and I had to pray to get it off of me." I was like, "So why do you think this person cursed you?" She goes, "Because I was preaching the word to her." I was like,
uh,
"You were up in her face preaching the word." She goes, "Yeah, just you got to be fishers of men." And I was like, "Well," I was
just
like, "So what happens if
still,
you see her again?" She's like, "Well, you know." I was thinking I should avoid her, but I think I'm just going to keep preaching to her again. I was like, so you beat the curse. You know what caused it, and you're going to go back and do it again. It's just 100% like, yes. I was
yeah,
like,
it's a test of faith. It
yeah,
shows how real she is,
oh my
Yeah.
God, that's exactly
Yeah.
how she saw it. To me, I was like, oh, well, you just avoid that person forever because it was a horrible consequence, right? Regardless if it's real or not,
I can do
psychological.
all things through Christ, Chase. All
Man,
things.
unyielding faith. It's
Take
just,
up the sword of truth and the armor of faith, and you can take on anything, dude.
I, you know,
Like,
Dean, it's like someone like going up and petting a bear and it slashes you open with the claw. You heal up for six
yeah,
months and then you go and do it again. It's just,
do it. So I grew up in a pretty hardcore Baptist school church, and there were all these like senior ministers and stuff like that, and it's something they all had in common is they all claimed that they had like they have experienced an exorcist like experience, like a possession experience,
mhm.
but they would never talk about it. They're like,
Bullshit.
and they're
Bull
like, they won't
fucking
ever
shit.
talk about it, and blah 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 blah. And as a kid, you're like, whoa, that's what I want to hear about that, and all that. But you know what I learned? Apparently, the concept of exorcism and the idea of like somebody being possessed by a demon was unheard of in the way, like that was something from the 16th century. And suddenly in the 20th century, there was a huge spike. It was a gigantic, huge spike. People started reporting it. The Catholic Church had to perform them, and it was happening all over the place. Why? Because in the 70s, The Exorcist came out, scariest movie of all time. And once that movie came out, suddenly they start happening all over the place because it's in the zeitgeist. It's in the psychology. And once people adapt that to their belief system, the idea of demons and attacks and spiritual warfare, it becomes real in their mind,
You
you
saying
know?
this is a recent? What about burning everybody at the stake and the
Again,
Salem witch
16th
shit
century,
and all that
16th
shit?
century. And the other thing about that witch shit, like it's not, it wasn't as bad as people say. Like that we have it in our mind, right? Because we think of like, Salem witch trials and all that sort of stuff. But these are small instances. Like in England, it was out of all English history, it was like less than 50 women who were ever like killed, and that's all English history, like it's one of those things where there's always in society going to be old single women who have no family. What do you do with those women in the medieval village? Well, they live on the outside of town. You know, they become old and infirm. They have to survive any way they can, right? And if you're somebody who's trying to survive and you've got no source of income and you got no husband in a time when you desperately need one, well, make a potion and cause people to fall in love, and even if it's all bullshit, people might believe back then, you know? So it was a survival strategy. Here's another one that really like nails it, right? Did I ever tell you about the Ouija board?
Maybe I can't remember.
Okay. Did you know that the Ouija board is owned and created by the Mattel Corporation, the Barbie people?
Oh yeah.
Like it was something made in the 20th century, and it was never associated with demons and ghosts and stuff like that. It was seen as a psychological game. Like there was something like it's a phenomenon that people do. I don't know if you've ever done it with people, but you will spell things out.
I
And
always
people used
ask
to say,
I always ask mom for one for Christmas and it really pisses her off.
never,
Yeah.
never. But they say that it's a like they describe it as like connecting to your unconscious. That's how they sold it, and it was a huge selling game. Like everybody was doing it and stuff. But then The Exorcist came out, where there's a Ouija board scene, and the little girl's playing with a Ouija board, and that's when she fucking gets the demon. It went from the number one board game that they sold to almost not existing anymore. You know,
I know they don't have it in the gaming section. I've looked. They
this
don't
is
have
the effect. I'm telling you, man, these movies have incredible cultural ripples. Like they just go all across the world. It's funny because we're so used to like, scary shit these days and stuff. Like I've seen The Exorcist a million times, but back then, nobody had ever seen anything like that. And it fucking horrified people. Like just apps. I don't think mom's ever seen it. I think she refused to see it, you know? Like it was powerful,
you ever done one?
But
Yeah? You ever played with one? I've never done one.
once it was
Yeah.
cool. Like yeah, totally. Like it spells things out, like it just does,
What did it spell out for you?
I don't remember.
Nothing. Nothing crazy. Yeah.
It was just like yes, no. You can ask questions and stuff like that. And, like it, so it doesn't. So here's what the other thing. I did it with Wu Yin, and it didn't work with Wu Yin because he doesn't know how to spell English very good. You know what I mean? So like his mind is thinking Chinese and my mind is thinking English. So it's not really working when you
You
have
got,
somebody of a
yeah,
different
it doesn't
language.
work if you can't read, right?
Yeah. So it was one of those things where you're just like, okay, I'm seeing how this works, but for people who believe it, they really believe it, and I guess for them it is real. Like I think your girl probably really believes she got hexed. You know,
It blows my mind that you know who did it, you know who put it on you, you know what caused it, and you're gonna go do it again.
that is the
Because
Christian way,
I
buddy.
just, I just, it just, that
You're gonna go
is
back. The girl
like,
who you tried to convert her and she hexed you, and she's like, "This is God wants me to go back to this." Is she? By the way, what kind of Christian is she?
you mean denomination?
Yeah, because this sounds a little hardcore, like Pentecostal or something. Or
Refuses to associate. It's one of those people that says I'm the one that's the true Christian. I don't affiliate with the
that's
church.
that's never
The
never
kind
a
that
good
preaches on the
sign.
side of the road with a Bible yelling at you.
Oh no,
Yeah,
really?
yeah. I
Oh
could totally see
no.
multiple people putting hexes on her, not just one. I was like, you sure it was her? Maybe it was, one of the other 20 people that you yelled at.
Can you? can you be human with this girl? Like, you have a good
No.
relationship? Can you
No,
laugh?
you can't. But there is it's impenetrable. It's impenetrable because life was so bad before Christ.
Uh,
Fighter,
man,
jail, drugs. Now you've been
story.
purified by the
That's the
blood
story.
of the Lamb, blood of God, blood
Why
of
does it work? How come religion can fix people?
Did it? I don't think it fixed her at all.
Oh man,
Made her
let me tell you
functional. Made her
something.
functional.
I know Malcolm X pretty well, and he was Nation of Islam, and they these people are hardcore, man. They only dress up in like suits and bow
Well,
ties.
didn't they kill him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But the people who converted Chase, like these people, it was it is unbelievable how effective it was. Like drug addict to a suit wearing, like no alcohol, drinking. I'm gonna have a family with 5 kids, sort of person. Like some, like for some people, religion works. Don't ask me why,
It,
but it just does. You know,
absolute validity, absolute identity, unyielding,
mm,
from the greatest source that the world and universe has ever known, and now you're a part of it. It's like a relationship with this. I don't know. Like I can see that appeal if you have nothing.
it's
If
power of belief, I guess. You know, really believe something, it gives you everything. You know,
she kind of terrified me a bit. I mean, j just because it reminded me, like, oh, that's right. Like logical steps to survival don't apply to many, many people. Many,
right?
many people, man. It's just the bear analogy. Like, if she got swiped by a bear, she go up and pet the bear again. Totally. So, yeah. Hey, let me
Right?
ask you, another thing came up this week. I've heard it twice from people. I hate this term, the imposter syndrome. I feel like an imposter. I'm like, I was trying to think, have I ever felt like an imposter? Not really. A bullshitter, a liar, but I mean, like, imposter syndrome. People love to throw that around nowadays. I'm like, you really
And
feel
does
like
that mean a hypocrite?
no, it means like I guess in a certain way, sure. It's just like maybe you're pretending to be the expert that you're not in a lot of ways.
Okay. Like what is the situation?
Let's say you have to teach a class you've never taught it before, you didn't do that well.
That's the bullshitting feeling, you know.
Right. Yeah, to me, it's like, yeah, you're just
Yeah.
bullshitting, right? But to them, they feel like they're a
And
fake.
I will admit to the bullshit.
Yeah,
You know?
but I would rather call it a bullshit than an imposter, right? It's easier.
Bullshitting sounds more like kind of tongue in cheek. Like, you know, hey man, I'm bullshitting here. I'm doing the best I can, you
Yeah.
know, like listen, man.
Well, yeah, it's a little more
You know what's
relaxed.
going on. I know what's
Yeah.
going on.
The imposter, they act like it's a psychological deficiency. It's like, oh, I'll never become the expert. I'm like, what? It's just why are you building this up so much in your fucking head? Just shut up.
I guess no, I don't really think of that,
I
but I
don't have it
suppose
either.
that maybe people struggle with authenticity, you know.
Okay, that it is in that realm, isn't it? Yes.
Mm,
So maybe
yeah.
they don't really know who they are. Yeah. Yeah.
I I got one for you. Did you read about the Lakers this week?
And what did they do?
Oh man. This, so, yeah, I don't know. How do you feel about the us versus them narrative? Like, there's just the haves and haves not. There's rich people and there's everybody else. Do you ever buy into? You ever find yourself thinking along those lines? Like, it's just we're all fucked. The rich have everything. You ever feel that way or nah? That's
I
for other
just,
people.
if I do, I hope one day to be a part of the ones that have everything.
Yeah,
Yes.
Chase has got aspirations. Yeah. Well, dude. So this like a few days ago, the Lakers got sold. Like, and it was the biggest sports deal ever done. It's like I think it was something like 10 billion, you know, like this insane number. And it went to Bob Iger, who's the Disney guy, right?
God,
And but here's the thing, Bob Iger is not a billionaire. He doesn't have that kind of money, you know? And he's got a partner. And guess who the partner is? Jared Kushner's brother,
really?
right? Like, so it's a Trump connection, right? And nobody's really sure why it got sold and how they got $10 billion. And apparently this deal went down. This wasn't months in the making. Happened like over 3 days.
Really?
Just 3 days, you know? And like, here's the thing, man. Like, this is why this story gets me angry, right? Because 10 billion, 10 billion. Okay. You know how much fuck. Like I didn't think about this. Some guy was talking about this, like New York City, Madison Square Garden. When they were doing the Knicks, and you look down at the front row, and it's all celebrity. There's Jerry Seinfeld and fucking John McEnroe and all these people. And all of a sudden, I was just like, wait a second, how much does a ticket cost these days? If you're paying 11 billion for a franchise, right? Like the only thing you care about is profit, right? The nosebleed seats are thousands and thousands of dollars. And I started thinking about New York City. Did you know that they told all the Knicks fans they can't hang out in front of the arena? They kicked them out. They're like, yeah, you can't be here. You have to pay to stand in front of the arena. To stand in
Sure.
front of the
Sure. You
arena.
don't want
You know,
riffraff in there, man. Yeah.
dude, it just made me realize like it's everything is about profit, and because everything is like you pay the players so much money, and there's gambling attached to all of it. Like there's never gonna be a real championship ever again.
No.
It's just gonna be about money. It's just gonna be about money, and it will all be fake, and we won't be allowed to see it. We won't be allowed. You'll have to pay to watch it on TV. You can't be near the stadium. You'll have to just be like sports will be a luxury. It'll be a luxury.
It's been a luxury, bro. I mean, you acting like this is a new thing. It's
That
dead.
is outrageous. That is
But you're saying
outrageous.
that from the peon perspective, man. You know what I mean? Like, what if you were part of the in crowd where you got rid of all the riffraff, and
I am
everybody
a peon. All right. You know what I say when I wake up, Chase? I go work, work. That's what I say. All right. You know,
Master's got me
the
working.
boss, the boss calls me and says, "What is it?" Yes, me lord. That is me nonstop every day, dude. But serious.
Let me tell you how this works, because I've got a great example for you, brother. Been counseling, let's say, this individual for years. And this individual was making, let's say, 100K with their business. And it just, you know what I mean? Own
Yeah,
business, struggling, paying. I
yeah,
heard about it. This is year three. They
yeah,
made over 800K.
yeah.
800.
Big money.
You know what they do?
Shima.
Went to all the World Cup matches, Super Bowl playoff.
What?
I mean, they're like, where are you going? Oh, we're going to New York to watch the game. I'm like, really? I've watched them grow up, and now that they can, they do it. You know why? Because they got the money. They got the
Wow.
money. And it's just, if
Wow.
you have the money, you're gonna do it. And it's just, I mean, is she part of the elite class? It's just, she broke into it. She
It's
broke
not
into it.
fucking fair.
Nah, it's
It's
not
not
fair. It's not
fucking
fair.
fair. Like
And what
I'm
about there's
sorry.
people that marry into it, Dean. There's people that marry into it.
But well, Chase, I don't think that's options for you or me. I'm sorry to say, but dude, like, think of it this way. You remember when you were playing tennis? I remember Chase telling me this years ago and stuff. And Chase was a good tennis player, he's solid. But you said there's a point in tennis where it doesn't matter how good you are. Do you have the money for the coaching or not? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, do you have the money to just always be going to a coach, always be practicing your skill? And it became a sport for rich kids, you know?
Man, you bring it back. Dude, I'm playing in the finals of the
Yeah.
tournament, and it's three sets. He wins the first, I win the second. It's an Indian guy, Priya. I don't know if you ever know the guy, but his dad was a surgeon of some sort. And I remember going in the third set, you take a break, two coaches paid for by his
Dude.
father had him in the corner just talking to him. And Vic's like, just keep doing what you're doing, I guess, And it's just he came out and he smoked me. And but he
Yeah.
it completely different strategy. And
Yeah.
I remember that he was like 12 or 13, whatever I was. I was like, yeah, we don't have that. I was like,
That's going to be everything, man.
this is
You know?
stupid. I remember thinking, this is
Yeah.
stupid. This should be illegal. Like they're calling him over, telling him two professionals that are hired there, and I'm sitting here with my
Yep.
dad, and just talking
Yep.
to God knows who. Yeah,
I see it in the NBA players today. Most of the NBA players, like the young, they're not from the streets. They have been groomed
yeah.
in basketball facilities from the day they were like, this kid's gonna be tall. Like they are not fucking street dudes. They're not from the ghettos. They have been in elite training facilities their entire life. You know, like it just this to me
Why do they
is
watch? Do you watch any? I don't watch any of this. I would never pay to go anywhere to anything unless I was invited. It's
Can't
insane.
afford it now, you know? We actually, what am I saying, dude? When I was a kid, I remember going to the Mavs a few times. I had a great time every time.
Because
I
you
saw
had
the
a rich
Stars a few times.
relative,
I had a
a
great
rich
time.
relative, a rich relative.
Yes.
Yeah.
Relative or friends, they were good. But it was great. It was fun. It was like, yeah, that was great. I had like, you had a good time, man. When I was going at Tech, I used to go to the student section and watch the game, like the basketball games. I used to watch that all the time because it was free and it was great. Me and my buddy Fred, we went there all the time. We had a great time. It was fun. It was fun. And it was free. That was the most important part. It was free, like dude, I just it makes we're moving into such an unequal society, and that's going to be bad because it's going to make everyone hate everybody. There will be no connections between anybody. It won't be Democrat or Republican or black versus white. It'll just be you got money or you got nothing. That's it. And that is a terrible type of place to live in.
Well, that's gonna happen. It's practically already here. I mean, what
It's
happens
already
when I
here.
mean, I don't know. I don't know. When you get the robots out, you can enforce the poor to stay
There
poor,
is
but
so much frustration. Have you seen people attacking these flock cameras?
the picture ones that give you tickets just for
Yeah.
being
People
alive,
are attacking them everywhere. They're tearing them down, like
good.
everywhere, tearing them
It's
down.
evil shit. Dude, I've
Yeah.
got I got two in my life in Florida. I fought one and one, but it's like they're just taking pictures of you. Oh, you went through a red
Yeah.
light. I'm like, bullshit, motherfucker. What do you
They
mean I
got
went
them
through a
like
red light?
outside playgrounds and like schools and stuff. They're like, "What you taking a picture of my 5-year-old playing? Who's accessing these pictures? Like shit like that. And like yeah, people are going. But no, here's the point. There's a frustration that is causing people to lash out, and the flock cameras are one thing, but it's just the start. There's going to be some kind of Bolshevik revolution that goes down in America. Like Mark Zuckerberg on his fucking Kauai estate. One day the Hawaiians are going to get fucking pissed and they're going to raid that shit.
I
They're
think
going
you're
to be like,
running
let's
out of
take this
time for
fucker
that, man.
down.
I think they're running out of time, man. Because I mean, if you get because
Even worse.
there's tiers, right? There's going to be tiers, and I think there'll be tiers of elite, the super elite, kind of elite, and then like you barely made the cutoff. That's what I'm aiming for. You barely made the cutoff, so you're not like a peasant. That's my goal, tier three. But there's going to be tiers, man. And there's just going
I,
to be
I don't know why you're hanging out with the Native Americans then. You might be in the wrong. Somehow New Mexico doesn't seem like the
there's always money.
Silicon Valley of the desert.
Everywhere has got their circles of money, brother. Yes.
Casinos. That's what you need to
You
do. Like,
goddamn right. You goddamn right. I mean, somebody runs those casinos, and they ain't white.
I wonder. I've heard casinos are closing down everywhere. I've heard that because it's all gone online. Everybody's just doing the sports betting online. What's the fucking point? You know?
Socialize, socialize. I mean, I went in one recently. It was pretty packed, but I wonder
Really?
if it was less packed than it used to be. Because you get
Okay.
free drinks, you crack some jokes, they comp your room. You know what I mean? Like they'll do whatever it takes to keep you there.
Did you gamble?
No, I pretended like I was going to and took a drink. Yeah,
Oh, that's nice. Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It has zero appeal to me. I look at it as just throwing money out the window every single time. I really see zero, zero, zero appeal to it.
It's interesting because when you live in casino country,
Yeah.
when you start, you get off the serious shit. What are you doing this weekend? Casino. I'm gonna hit it up.
Yeah.
Like that, it's part of their weekly routine. Like, I'm gonna kick it there. They give me a room. Blah blah blah. I'm like, I wonder how much you're winning or losing.
The dream of every Hawaiian was to move to Las Vegas. Every single one. Every single one. That was the dream. Like, you just I'm retire, move to Vegas. There was nothing else.
Ninth Island.
It was
Yes.
the highest standard of life, man. But doesn't it make you angry? Like the fact that your kid will never see a fucking live sports game. Like a Cowboys ticket. They say Cowboys, by the way, is the most expensive of all
Well, let me
franchises.
tell you what I see. I see people pissed off because they know they'll never get there. And then I see the people with potential to get there, they don't seem too pissed off. And then the people that are there, they seem pretty happy. So it's
All
it's
right. Here's my question. What percentage of the population is there?
oh no, oh wow, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hopelessness is strong.
See, what's happening, Chase, is I think 1% of the population is there. And the problem with America is 80% of the population believes they can get there, but the
I
the
think that's
problem
yeah,
is
yeah, it's that might be dying.
that's definitely the American way. The problem is that 20% is growing and it's going to be 30, 40, 50, 67. And when it gets like over 50%, that's when the revolution begins. Because I do not believe that Americans have it in them to sit back. I just don't. I think the revolution is too deep in the blood. And eventually they're going to get so pissed that, like, there's going to be what they need to do. One of the reasons they encourage all the tension between black and white is it prevents poor blacks and poor whites from working together. You know what I mean? Because if they ever got on the same page, like all the ethnicities were like, fuck this rich
Where
shit.
where the where the demographic was just poor,
Yep.
right? Yeah, instead
Yep.
of this ridiculous color scheme. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
I
The
completely
19th
agree with you.
century, there was this the populist movement, it was called, and it was poor farmers, all kinds, black and white, and they were the biggest third party in American political history. Yeah. And it was, they were making huge waves and they were coming. They were changing everything. This was like Gilded Age. It was the super elite, like, this is Rockefeller shit, all that. And guess what happens at the same time? This is when you get the development of the redneck, you get birth of a nation coming out, you get all the Ku Klux Klan starts to get new funding and all that sort of stuff. Like racism becomes a major driving force in American history. And a lot of people think that racism wasn't this naturally built up thing. They see it as like it was created by fucking elites to
Sure.
keep everybody divided.
Distraction, absolutely. But let me ask you this: as far as I don't call myself a psychic of sorts, but there's zero doubts in my mind that
Mm.
there is not just a tsunami, but a massive tidal wave coming, and we are just walking up and down the shore like nothing's going to happen. And
Uh,
it's a year to 3 years away, like a tsunami that is going to hit, and it's going to be a bloodbath. Like lots of people are going to die. Logistical trains are going to fall apart. Like it's inevitable to me.
yes.
So it's really to me it's about positioning. And I don't
Yeah.
really know what that positioning looks like, but it's we are fucked because
Mm.
what you're saying is, yeah, man, people are broke and hopeless and they realize they're never getting out of it and that percentage grows. Like the
Yeah.
American dream, you can break out of this is dies every single day. So I don't know. But then on the other side, like I said, it's people marrying into it. People that got money, they're just like, ah, yeah, that's fine. I made some pictures today on AI and talking to
I
my dog.
always like, I think one of the, I really do believe in chronology. Like, I think it's important to know dates, right? And one of the reasons why is because you see, it's like clockwork. Every 20 years, it's like a major global affair, right? Think of it this way, right? World War One, World War Two, right? You could also think 9/11, COVID, right? Like it's like this cycle. Like in a 20-year span, there's gonna be at least one earth-shattering major event that's gonna just change everything, you know? And I feel like we're on the cusp of one of there's gonna be something that the history books will remember. They will write it down and they'll be like, ah, that was the moment. That was the thing. That's
Oh,
what fucked up everything right there.
I'm to the point of it's just I wonder if it matters at all. Like it's just like, it's just I think
Well,
it's
it matters in terms of your
devastatingly,
survival,
yeah,
right?
devastatingly catastrophic. Yes, I don't know.
Yeah. I think that I keep reading about this environment shit. Have you been? It's like the hottest year ever, ever. In Europe, they're on fire.
Is it really? Oh yeah,
Oh
they
yeah,
they're complaining about the aircon. Yeah.
none of them have aircon.
That's fucking
You know,
horrible. Yeah.
and like there's wildfires raging across Spain and France right now. Apparently, like hundreds and hundreds of people have been dead just from heat stroke and all
Mm,
that.
mm.
Because Europe is dependent on the Gulf Stream, and the Gulf Stream's fucking like all fucked up. You know what I mean? And so, like, they're like saying in Indonesia, there's a gigantic potato famine. Like, they grow potatoes there and stuff. And it's just like the heat is too much. They can't grow, you know? So, like, that's a ticking time bomb, like, for example, this year, like, it has been raining every fucking day in Beijing. I've lived here a long time. This is a dry place and it has rained every single day this year. And I'm just like, what's going on? Nobody's questioning it, but I was looking into it and stuff, and they're like, oh yeah, the climate in Beijing has changed, kind of like Kona. They're like, it's not really a desert anymore. Shit's changed. That's gonna be cataclysmic, man.
Do you
Cataclysmic.
do you look forward to it or does it scare you?
Of course, it scares me, but
Does it really?
um, I will say this: adventure sounds nice. Like I'd like the idea of just could something please change in my life, you know, like
Yeah, yeah,
an opportunity,
it's
you
a
know.
it's a deviation for sure. Yeah, I'm
Uh,
not saying I'm excited about it, but it is just like, oh, there's going to be a change, and it's coming, and I can't stop it. So, okay, let's see what happens.
I mean, I do wonder about like I was talking to Ian about kids the other day, you know, like oh, would you ever want a kid? He's like, no. And I was like, well, I was like, nah, just too selfish, and stuff. And I was like, I don't think I could bring a kid into this world, you know, like the idea of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna leave you here for the future, for this bright, bright future. I'm gonna leave you here for it, and I don't think I could do it, man. And I think a lot of people are making that call. Like, I don't really want to leave a kid for what's next.
It's strange times, brother. I mean, it's strange time. By the time if we hit 2030, I'm like, man, I do not know what the world will look like. I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
I don't fucking
Please
clue.
tell me you have something light and cheery to share. Yeah, it's like
I got
something,
one more topic.
a palate cleanser, please, for God's sakes.
So I've been talking to Alaska, and I'm in between these two, and they're like, are you good at negotiations?
No, I I've only the key to negotiations is awareness. The only time I've been successful in negotiations is when I had a higher bid, and I immediately said, "Here's my bid," or they leave.
Right, right,
That was the only
right.
time.
That's the
That was the
obvious
only.
play. Yes.
Yeah,
I'm beginning to realize that I'm pretty good at interviews because I'm so relational based. Like I can
mm,
pick up on cues. I can make people laugh within the time period. Like
right.
we like you. But liking you doesn't mean shit when it comes to
Yeah,
money most of the time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Money is all that matters.
Yeah, man. And it's just like I'm not good at this. And I was preparing I thought they were looking at a contractor, like, well, we'll find a way to bring you on as a W-2. And I'm like, man, I'm not prepared for this conversation. I totally
Mm.
overlook. I'm not good. It sucks when you get sucked into something and you're like, oh, I'm drastically underprepared for this. Yeah, it sucks.
You
Yeah.
need help. You got to talk to somebody who knows what they're talking about. You know.
Well, you don't want to be the one to throw out the first number because you're trying to create a job and then how much do you want? Well, how much can you pay? How much do you want? What if it's there? I'm like, oh my God, dude, what is this dance? Like, fuck.
Well, can you ask an AI?
Yeah, unfortunately, AI it's moody, depending on the day. It's just like, this is how much you can get. But if I'm honest, it's this much. And tomorrow's like, I was lying. Now that I checked it, it's just like, yeah, okay, I can't trust this shit.
My buddy Scott, he contacted me randomly the other day, and he was like, "Dane, have you tried the AI porn?" I was like, "Nah, I'm not really that into it and stuff." And he was like, "No." He's like, "You have to know how to talk to it."
Yeah.
Like he uses Chat GPT.
For what?
Warren. I was
No,
like, how do
no.
you do that? And he's like, you have to be very, very careful about like apparently he spends all day doing this shit, you know. And but he sent me like he was like, let me try it for you and stuff. And I was like, okay. And I tried out, it didn't look right to me. But the shit he was doing, oh my God, it was so specific and so precise. And I was like, holy shit. Holy shit. But he's got this whole formula of how to talk to it, like this whole like he's like, yeah, no, it won't respond to that, but it will respond to this. It won't, like all that, you
Oh,
gotta know how to talk to it.
dude, I've played around with AI porn, and it's with the stuff I found, I could make like 10-second clips. Like
Damn.
I figured out how to do it. I was like, man, this 10 seconds is good. But then when I really started, I could get it up to about anything over 22 or 23 seconds would fall apart. For,
Uh,
but damn, Dean,
it's
23
good.
seconds. Oh my
50
God.
seconds.
I
Yeah.
mean, just crafted the way you look. I mean, the way you want it to look. The- what you want to see. And I haven't figured out the audio yet, but once they get that down, I'm like, dude, you can make your own porn movie. I'm like, I don't do it anymore because you could spend literally hours. Hours, man. It's just you could lose days doing that. It's like this is not a good. It will. If there was a company that I could invest in for that shit, I would do it immediately, and you would probably retire within 6 months. Yeah.
Actually, that is a good investment. Why don't you look into that, Chase?
It's not even the bots. You just get the porn. And then eventually when they get the bot. So, I mean, you're right. Nobody's going to have a kid because you're going to have the artificial wife.
It is pretty amazing. Like, but it didn't do it for me. It's never done it for me. I always feel like it looks.
No,
I don't know.
you don't know how to do it. You
Like,
take a real picture and you superimpose what you want onto the
oh,
real. You don't have it created. You take a real picture that you like, and then it uses the elements, and then it looks 100% real. Then it looks
okay.
legit. Yeah, because if
See,
it makes it itself, it's fake. But if you got a real image that it can feed off of, then you can't tell.
see, he was showing me his shit. Like, he'd kill me if I said the fetish shit that he's into, but fetish
Go
shit,
ahead, say it. Go ahead. What is it?
fetish shit, and it
Uh-huh.
was so precise. Like I could tell. Oh, you must have spent ages crafting this. Like, no more like that. Yeah, more like this. More like that. Like that sort of thing. And I was impressed. I was impressed. I was like, I guess if you work with it, it'll work back with you. So see, that's a high note, Chase. That's something to look forward to. In the future, the porn will be the greatest we've ever seen. And the kids will be more depraved than ever.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Is there anything else we need to hit on yet? Yeah.
Ah, man. I guess that's good enough. I feel like we went into the darkness
Dude,
today.
what a fucking downer, man. We just fucking ruined some lives. Probably made some people suicidal. Hey,
Hey,
sorry
I guess
about that.
that's balance. That's what
Yeah,
balance
yeah. The
is.
divine with the suicidality is proper.
Ah. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thanks for listening to the Divine Brothers. See you next time. Bye bye.